I'm really sad I have to tear down tomorrow because I don't want to go back inside. I just want to be out here. So I have started making a schedule. I have booked a few more weeks so I could afford. I got paid today, so I could afford. I booked like another $270 worth of weeks, which is pretty much the rest of the summer. All of August is booked. July, everything I've booked so far is on this site, 101 at Green Lake State Park. July is a busy camping month, so I mean this site is booked. There's there's like 4 or 5 sites that have entire weeks available, and I really need to pick one that's going to work for me because I want it to be for me. I want it to be right. So yeah, I'm still working on July. It's going to happen soon. Next week when I get paid, I'll probably do that. I did, today I opened up a second bank account because I got this little offer in the mail. Set up direct deposit, have the account for 6 months or whatever. They give you $300 for setting up direct deposit. So what I've done is I've split my paycheck. $200 of, not split it, but $200 of my paycheck is going to this bank account, which I didn't request checks for or a debit card. So I physically have to go into a branch to withdraw money, which is really going to curb my spending impulsively, which is great. And I think people my age group who do not really, feed the pig, so they say, it's just a good way to save, because I think my generation does a lot of impulse buying, and they don't really have a firm grasp on preparing for the future. Because, a lot of people, for most of my life, man, I thought, I'm not going to live to be 55. I'm not going to live to retirement. I live fast and dangerous, man. So, but now, you just got to think about that kind of thing, because you definitely want to be prepared for the future. I don't want to work my whole life for sure. I thought I was going to be retired by the time I'm 35, but I'm 29, and it's, where I'm at right now. I love my job. I love going to work. I work with all my friends. My boss is like my best friend, one of my best friends. I've known the kid a long time. Co-workers, some of them I've met from working there. Some of them, I've known for a long time, and it's really great. So, I want to stick around as long as I can, and doing things like this is just, it's good for your brain. It's good for your body and your, just your psyche and everything. It's good to be, not wrapped up in technology and staring at your phone all the time and, checking Facebook and doing all that. I mean, I still have a Facebook. I have not checked it in, since I've been here. So at least a week I haven't checked it. And it's kind of sad because I've got some friends that's my only means of contact. People I've met in my travels, different festivals or over-the-road driving or whatever it is that I've been doing. People who I've really bonded with, who I enjoy their company, and I wish we could see each other more. So Facebook is good for that, but you don't need to be on there every day, and you definitely don't need to be tethered to a phone. I canceled my cell phone that I've had for a long time. It's funny, I still carry it because I listen to a lot of Pandora, and I listen to a lot of music. And music is pretty much, my entertainment is music, and I can entertain myself very easily just in my own mind, just thinking about things and pondering, life and the world. And it's awesome, not to be, I'm pretty much unreachable. If there's an emergency, they know where to get a hold of me, but we're talking an emergency because they're going to be calling, 911 to get a hold of me. You know what I'm saying? If I'm talking someone dies or something, which would be unfortunate, but I like not being reachable. I also will say, this is like one of the first drinks I've had in quite some time. I've been quite a booze hound for 10 years plus. I was past my prime at 17, man. I was drinking, doing all sorts of crazy stuff and drinking. But in the last year, I have been a serious alcohol dependent person, which is not a bad thing as long as you know where you're headed and you can maintain your life doing things like that. So like maybe about a year ago, every day I was buying a fifth of BV, which is Canadian whiskey, $10.79 after tax, $9.99 before tax. I drink a fifth every day, which is like 15 shots, which no big deal, man. I wake up, no hangover ever, always felt great. I did not think that it was affecting my life or my outlook. I mean, and I talk to people about it. People ask me to go see people, and I talk to them, and I just said, hey, man, I get everything done. I do my work. I still am social. I do everything. And they said, yeah, well, you're called high functioning. And I said, well, you call it whatever you want. I think as long as you're not hurting anyone and you're doing everything you need to do, you do whatever you want. So after that, I switched to drinking vodka, and I drank a liter of vodka every day, every 24 hours. So regardless of the day, I would go to the liquor store and purchase a bottle. And it wasn't a problem, man. I still loved it. I would come home from work, do the dishes real quick, and I'd start drinking. And I would just drink, pint glass of vodka, 7 ice cubes, and a splash of water. And I would make maybe 3 of those drinks, and that would be just about, the liter. And if it wasn't, the next day I would finish the liter, and I wouldn't be done. So that's why I would go to the store every day. By the end of it, I was just buying whatever they had. I'd go to the store like once a week, and I would just buy whatever they had. And everyone said, man, you got to quit drinking. You got to, it definitely, I posted something on a forum that I was a member of, and everyone said, man, if what you're saying is true, you are definitely a high-functioning alcoholic. And if that's okay, that's okay. But if you're not okay with that, you need to make some changes. So anyway, one night I got into it good. I drank a liter right off the bat. I just drank the thing, no problem. I had friends over who, we're big drinkers, whatever. So I literally, when people start saying that, I used to just be like, oh, really? And I'd crack a bottle and just start pounding it. So by the end of the second bottle, or, that's kind of a stretch, there was probably, a little bit left, maybe 1 or 2 normal-sized drinks left. I was done for. I didn't even know. I woke up the next morning and I had like a cut on my lip, and I was like to my roommate, man, did you hit me in the face last night or something? He goes, nah, brother. You face planted in the kitchen and I could not wake you up. And then he proceeded to show me a picture of myself. Mind you, I'm 29 years old. I'm face down on the floor in my living room at this point, in my boxer shorts, soaking wet with my own piss, which was really like a sobering thing for me because, I'm 29 years old and I had never, if you haven't done that in your lifetime, you definitely haven't partied hard enough, but, I just didn't want to be there at 29 years old, pushing 30, so I quit drinking right then. The first 3 days was absolutely terror. I laid in bed shaking, literally having seizures in my bed, unable to sleep, up for 3 days. Terrible. And I still went to work and I still did everything, but let me tell you, I was not in good shape. I seriously contemplated going to the hospital. But I didn't because, I have a very strong mind and a determination, and I was able to get through it. I did have some help from some sleep aids, which I got from a friend of mine who, I knew what they were. I'd had them before, and they are going to put you to sleep for 12 hours. But they also, they're not necessarily prescribed for that, so, you don't want to take them too long because they will affect brain chemistry and things like that. So as soon as I was able to get to sleep on my own, after 2 weeks, I was done with that, and, it definitely helped it out a lot. But yeah, after that, I haven't had a liquor drink now since, I don't know, it's been 3-4 months. I don't even know the date anymore, but I drove around with a half a case of liquor in my trunk for until last Saturday when I was at a buddy's house, and finally I was just like, you know what, I've been saving this, but you guys like to drink and stuff, and they had company up from Virginia. So I said, yeah, man, you guys just take this and, have a good time. I'm not drinking liquor anymore. But absolutely, you know, I'm cool to have a beer, or, you know, just be responsible with it and, you know, do whatever you think's necessary. But I can tell you right now, and I've done a lot of things in my life. I mean, I've had some serious, you know, issues with substances long term. And I'm not talking about, you know, simple things. I'm talking about hardcore, you know, I'm talking about doctor style things here. We're talking needles here. And I was able to beat that, and I'm telling you right now, that was easier than booze, you know. So yeah, now, you know, where I'm at, having one beer like this is totally cool. Or I go to a hockey game and I'll have, you know, a couple beers with friends or something, but I'd never at this point would let it get out of control, and I'm always conscious of, well, you know, I have no interest in being inebriated. It's just not something that I have an interest in, you know, because I like to be able to consciously, you know, talk to people and be interested in their lives and be able to remember the next day exactly what happened. You know, I used to leave myself notes. You know, if I get a minute, I will, I'll post some screenshots of some of the notes I used to leave on my phone about what happened the night before. And I forgot that I had done that. And then one day I was going through my notes and I read all these notes of things that I had left. And I was like, wow, man. I was like, this shit must have been crazy, because, I mean, some of the things in that are just so ridiculous that I can't even really explain them. So I'm very glad that I was able to get through that, and trust me, man, I didn't have any support. You know, people still don't even believe me that I quit drinking liquor. You know, and like I said, this is the first beverage I've had in a long time. Like, I mean, a couple weeks anyway. So a beer wise, an alcoholic drink, I should say. So yeah, that's just a little more of a story. That's just because I'm sitting here at camp. It's my last night. I'm kind of just like talking to this camera, which is cool. You know, I'm looking at it right now, and I seem to have gone out of focus, and I'm not entirely sure how to fix that. But that's not a huge issue. You know, I'm kind of just having fun here. I may not even post this. Who knows? I mean, right now we're a 37-minute video of nothing. You know, to me just talking about nothing. You know, so. But yeah, I love this camping thing. It's so cool. I got these. I'm gonna pick this camera up, so it might get a little shaky here. But anyway, I got these paper lanterns and these LED lights for like wicked cheap. You know, they really make your campsite just like, they bring it to like festival level, which is just so cool. I mean, to have that, you know, makes it feel like, you know, you've done a little bit of extra just to really make it homey and make it welcoming for other campers just to come by and say, hey man, what's going on? This looks awesome, you know. So the first week, you know, this setup was a little tough because I didn't have, you know, I just set it up for the first time, and I'm sure I'm going to make some changes. But, you know, so far it's been great. The weather this week has been kind of terrible. But it's been awesome. My tent's over there. You probably can't see it right now. But, yeah, I mean, this is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. And I just keep sitting here saying this, so I'm going to wrap this up. I might let this video roll for a while, and I'll just fast forward it. But I'll quit talking. I do need to figure out how the focus works on this camera, because for some reason, it continues to be out of focus, and I can't seem to figure that out. So, yeah, man, so let's just listen to the music. I'll fast forward this, and let's just enjoy this, man.